little bit on WWE. One real sentence on this. Why keep booking Bret Hart in matches when we know he can't wrestle? You know? And we love Bret. We all love Bret. We all bow down to Bret and his achievements and his accomplishments. I love seeing Bret on TV.
Yeah.
But every time they book him in a match, it's like, oh no.
Yeah.
What kind of BS ending are they going to come up with for this one? And his take on The Undertaker and Bret is a prime example.
Yeah.
You know, he can't get involved in the ring. Just leave him as a manager, leave him as a GM, leave him as a, bring him out as an announcer. Just do something with him. Help him with the Hart Dynasty and help him get involved with their matches. The new tag team belts look like something that they'd imported from Japan. Those are they're copper. Yeah. They're not even gold. You sit there and go, wow, they've got tag team gold. No, they've got tag team copper. Are we now just trying to sell belts? And he mentioned to me earlier.
Yes, they're getting rid of the Divas belt, I think, because they're having some unification match with the women's title and the Divas title.
Yeah, and if they do that unification, are they going to make another belt? Okay, are we just trying to sell belts now?
Yeah.
Or do these belts mean anything?
I know.
Remember when the same belt would be around for 15 years? I do. Back before they started replicating them and selling them on eBay. Now they're just trying to make belts and create them just to sell them.
Yeah.
Come on. Get real. One question I wanted, and you guys can comment on this. One question I have to ask. What will happen with Cena if and when Randy Orton gets over and becomes the #1 guy? And yes, we are smiling. We are smiling at that.
Not gonna lie.
But what will happen with Cena? We went through this with the future John Cena episode. Now,
John Cena Incorporated.
Right, John Cena Incorporated. Now we're going to take it a little further. If Randy Orton takes the spot at #1, and we want your guys' comments on this, and if we get any, we'll read them. We'll have a little episode and we'll read what you guys think. What will happen with Cena if Orton becomes #1? If and when. I don't think it's a matter of if anymore. I think it's a matter of when.
I've got one extra WWE rant. There was some good and some bad about it. A couple weeks ago, they had John Morrison and Jericho in a match. Morrison beats Jericho clean, which I was happy about because they don't push Morrison enough, in my opinion.
Right.
That's a mid-card guy who's very much almost at the main event level, but they push Miz above him. Okay, so Jericho was doing the whole sulking thing, and they did this really cool backstage promo, and Morrison goes, hey, down on your luck lately? It's going to be okay. And kind of mocking him, but sort of assuring him too. And then they both look off at the stars, or the sky, or whatever. They're exactly the same look. It was great. But then, the last Raw, of course, they have Jericho come out, and he's all like, I demand to be put back in it. And of course, that leads to the absentee Raw General Manager, as I said, setting him up in a match. And they set him up in a steel cage match against the Hart Dynasty. My first thought was, oh no, because he's going to win. Because they've been jobbing the Hart Dynasty lately. Even though they're the tag champs. Still. Go figure. But they're jobbing everybody.
But they got tag team copper.
Yeah. So anyway, it was a good match. With Jericho making Tyson Kidd tap out when he tried to hurricane him off the rope, the top rope. And of course Jericho converted it to the walls. It was really cool, but at the same time he won, so he's back in the six-pack challenge thing. I mean, WWE, I know we get on TNA a lot for storyline things, but WWE, why did you have Morrison beat him clean, only to have Jericho screw him over during his match, and then Jericho beating the Hart Dynasty clean, and putting him back in the pay-per-view?
Yeah.
What was the point?
He loses to one guy only to beat two.
Yeah. Yeah. Not only that, but it makes Morrison look like a punk. Like, yeah, you beat Jericho, but no big deal. He can just come back anyway. I don't know. That just really bothered me. As much as I love Jericho, don't get me wrong, Morrison is a future guy, and they don't need to be pushing him out the back door.
We're going to have a very special episode coming up. We're going to go over ECW and WCW. We're going to do a little bit more research besides just what they have on the DVDs, because we both watched those, and this is kind of where those ideas came from. Which federation had a better chance of succeeding, ECW or WCW? Basically, the money of WCW versus the creative genius of Paul Heyman and the ECW. Which had a better chance of success? Email us your opinions on this, 10minutemarks@yahoo.com, or leave comments.
Or Twitter it.
We are on Twitter as well, 10-minute marks. And leave us your opinions on which had a better chance, and we'll read those on the show. You know, no matter what they say, or you know, just we'll leave out the F-bomb.
Yeah.
But we'll read your opinions on the show, and we will go over that here in the next couple of weeks. So you've got a couple of weeks to delve into that topic. And if that is it, if there are no more rants and raves, I guess that we are done.
So.
Okay, edit that part out.
Yeah.